Hey, welcome back. This is part 3 of the Snowflake series, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can mask this and make it look neater. We will create it like a rectangle like this picture over here, and I will also show you how to add your snowflake picture in here. So once we're here, what we're going to do is go up to File, and we are going to export this as a ping. So I am going down to download, and I'm going to choose ping image right here, and it's showing up down here. And now I'm going to File, and I'm going to open up a new page or a new drawing, because we don't want to ruin that one. And as we come up here, I'm going to type in snowflake, oh, not black, snowflake, I'm just going to put snowflake, blue, and who knows, I might add more onto it later on if I finish this one. So once we're in here, I'm going up to insert, I'm going to find it in my, oh wait, I don't have to do that. So I have it saved down here. And I'm going to grab this, and I'm just going to bring it up in here, and it shows up. So that is pretty darn cool. I'm going to hold down the shift key to make sure that my dimensions stay the same. I'm going to pull this out a little bit more, like so. And I'm going to keep it on the canvas, which is the checkerboard pattern right here. And the cool thing about saving this as a ping is now we get this cropping tool up here. So if I click off of it, you don't see it, but if I select an image right here that I want to crop, this pops up here. So I have to save it as a ping first. So I'm going to click on the downward toggle over here, and now I get to choose a shape, and I'm going to choose the rectangle shape right here. And when I click on this and start to draw, okay, I don't know why that is happening like that. Let me try that one more time here. So anyway, I'm going to here, I'm going to choose the square. I'm going to start in the middle here a little bit. And for some reason, oh, okay, I double clicked on it, and now the cropping tool came up. So you have to double click on it maybe. And then I'm going to grab from the corner. So now I have to be careful just to grab the black line there. I don't want to grab the blue line, otherwise it will change my image. And now it's easier to grab this one from over here. And I'm just going to kind of size this. So what would be cool is to use guidelines right now to make sure that this is perfectly aligned. But I will show you another way in a minute. So, and I don't know, you know, even though we can kind of make sure that it's more angled here, for some reason, it's going to be hard to make sure that this is a complete square. So I'm going to show you one other thing. If you don't have these rulers on the side, you can come over to View, and you want to make sure there's a check mark next to Ruler. And now we're going to come down to Guides, and I want to make sure that my guides are showing, so I'm going to click Show Guides. And I think what I want to do, it's still going to be hard for me to figure this out from this angle here, but I want to see if I can center this the best that I can. And so I think what I'm going to do real quick is I'm just going to grab this over and kind of keep this marked up on the middle here. And I also want to bring one down, and let's see, that one is not ending up anywhere in there, but at least I can kind of visually see it a little bit better. So, and we're going to change that anyway, because the other one, or the snowflake, will match up if this doesn't. But, you know, depending on what you're creating and stuff, you might want to use something like this. So I'm just going to bring this, looks like I need to bring this down. So I'm just visually looking at it, and that looks a lot better. So now I'm going back to double click on my shape right here, and it also brings up the cropping tool. So I'm going to bring this down here, and we're going to see how that worked out. And it's looking better. And then I'm going to bring in this a little bit, and we're just going to kind of eye this. So I want to make sure I get those corners brought in anyway. So maybe if I kind of use the intersecting lines between the outside there, and that actually looks pretty good. I'm just going to double click on it one more time and see if I can kind of bring this in a little bit just to be on the safe side there. And we're just going to kind of use the edges of the circle to kind of see if that's matching up pretty well. And I think it's inside there, and that's pretty good. So now I'm going to take these guidelines and move them up because I don't need them anymore. And I'm going to move this one up too. And now we're ready to add our snowflake picture. So I'm going to bring this up to here, and I'm going to click on the canvas, and you see these little diagonal lines here. I'm going to kind of bring that up, and I might change this a little bit later. Anything that goes outside the canvas, by the way, will not show up in your work unless you're taking a screenshot of it or something. But so just so you know for future purposes. So we have this. So now I'm going to get my snowflake. So to do so, I need to go to Google Drive. So I'm coming up to the top and clicking on the plus new tab right here. I'm going up to the Google Apps in the upper right hand corner, and I'm going down to Find Drive. And once I'm here, I'm locating my folder that says Snowflake folder right here. And I'm going to click on it. And I'm going to look for that white snowflake that I saved down here. And this is the one I want. So I'm going to open it. And I'm going to click on it. I'm going to hit Command D or Control D to duplicate it. And then I'm going to hit Command, these are shortcuts by the way, Command X to move it. So I just cut it, okay. Now I'm going up to the top and I'm going to find my background here. I'm going to click in the middle and then I'm going to hit Command V to paste. And now I've added my shapes in here, and I might have to play around with this for a little bit. So with this is on top, you might need to move it over a little bit since this one's a little bit bigger. So what I'm going to do is click and drag this out a little bit farther. I might need to make my canvas bigger, and it looks like that's what I'm going to have to do. So I'm going to move this out of the way a little bit so I can get to those diagonal lines down here in the corner. Okay, that is not what I meant to do. So let me see if I can. Okay, so the reason why I'm having problems right here is because it was hard for me to find these diagonal lines right here. So I'm just going to click on that and see if it'll let me pull it outward. It's going to let me pull it out this way at least. And now I'll see if I can pull it downward. So it's a little tricky. Come on. And it doesn't want to come down anymore. So I'll show you another way. So I'm just going to click on this and hold down the, I clicked on my snowflake. I'm going to hold down the shift key and I'm going to pull in a little bit on the corner and just make it a little shorter so it stays proportionate. And we will make it work this way. So now I want to see if I can kind of line it up on that red line, and then I'm also looking to line it up on the horizontal line right there as well. And oops, come on. Right there. Okay. It doesn't seem like it's completely lined up, although it's lined up on one side. Okay. So it's just not perfect. Okay. So there is our shape, and that looks pretty cool. Now, for the fun part, if you want to play around with things and see what you can come up with, the next part is we can actually click on this. Now, if you created this with me before, you do have to have an outline on this, and I have a light gray outline. I'm just going to click on this if I don't have one. So I have my shapes right here, and this is why you want to create your own so that you have the opportunity to do this. You can't just take a ping of this and do it. You have to create it yourself and keep it in your Google Drawing folder and in Google Drawings. So I'm going to click on the whole shape right here, whole thing. Okay, I got it all selected. And I'm going to come up to arrange, and oh, I'm sorry, I'm not coming up to arrange. I want to go to my colors up here. and I'm going over to gradient. And if I don't have an outline, I have it light gray, but I can make that lighter and stuff if I want. I'll show you that too in a minute. So I have the choice of choosing the linear colors or the rounded colors, but I'm going to come down and stick with the colors that we have for our background right here and click on that. And because I had that one shape click there, for some reason, it didn't catch everything. So I'm just going up here to undo, and I'm going to see if I can select all of it, and we're going to try this again. If not, I will come up with another way to do this. So I'm going over to gradient. Let's see if this works now. Okay, and the cool thing is I hit the linear one, and this is the way it turned out. And if I want, I can come up to here, and I want to come down to custom, and I'm going to change this 90-degree angle to 270 so you can have fun with all of those, and you can see what happened. And that looks pretty cool. Now that's kind of dark compared to the background, but you might have fun with that. So I just got some other things to show you with this, and that is to come back up. So you might like that look. Another thing that you can play around with is going to gradient, and this time we already have the colors selected right here. I'm going to custom, and I can also change linear to radial, and you can see what happens. And that's pretty, that's fun. That's pretty darn cool. And another thing is I'm going to select this again. Now you can just have fun and change these to different colors and things. So let's say I want to make those colors a little bit lighter. Again, I'm going to add one here in the middle. Let's say I want to go with like a light blue like this. Maybe this one right here I want to be a little lighter too. So I'm staying in that same color family all over here. And then I'm going to click OK. Ooh, and you can really have some fun with this. Now that is almost blending into the background a little too much. So I'm going to come back, and this one's already checked down here. So I'm going to click custom, and I'm going to change this. I can just bring this in a little bit too, and click OK. And you can kind of see how that operates. And if I want, maybe I need it to be a little bit darker. So I'm going to add one more here. I'm going to bring, and I'm going to change this color to the one underneath it. And this one is about that color. And I might even try going, I don't know if I want to go any lighter than that. Let me see if I can find one, like the third one right here, and click OK. So isn't that fun? You just do so many different things here. Another thing you can do is deselect this. And even though this is grouped together, you can hold down the shift key, and I can select all of these. Let's say that I want the stars to stay the same, but I want these to change. I can also make this completely white in the center, so I can show you that too. But hold down the shift key, and then I want to select each one of, I have to be careful. Okay, and those are grouped together. So, okay, I'm just going to click on the hearts, and hopefully this will work. And then I'm going up to, I can let go of the shift key after I have them selected, and then I can go to custom and change it to linear. And I think I want to go back to here, custom again. And oh, good, it stayed at 270. I just want to make sure it was at 270 instead of 90 degrees. So, I can do something like that. Another thing I can do is select my picture again. Maybe I want my lines to stand out a little bit more, so I have a gray selected here so I can have fun with that, make that brighter. And so that's pretty darn cool. But I think I'm going to make that one step darker. I can also hold down the shift key and select the heart, or not the hearts, but the stars. And I can change the colors of them. So I could even come over here and say, okay, I'm going to go with this radial design. And then if I go back to custom and I add a color or something in between here, maybe I add another one, and maybe I change this one over here to a lighter color here, and maybe this one goes to this color right here, then I can have fun and do things like that as well. I don't want that though, so I'm going to go back to undo, and so you can have fun with this and really see what you come up with. You can also play around with the casting shadows too. So I'm just going to go back one more and take it back to this step. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like if I make that a little bit lighter. So I'll come up to here again. I have that one selected already. So if I want to, I can move that light blue up one more time, and you can really see how you can have some fun with this and make that stand out. Another thing I can do is make sure that, well, let's see, it's all select. Okay, I'm going to select it all. I can come over to these three dots, or you might see format options already. I'm going to click on format options. I'm going to drop shadow. I already had this when I created the part one, but if I don't have this, I can also play around with the casting shadows behind it too. And first of all, I might want to play around the angle a little bit and the blur radius. So, and I'm seeing if I can get that little, oh, there we go. So just pulling that out a little bit can really make it pop out. And, you know, just have fun with this and see what you can come up with. There's so many possibilities, and it's amazing that you don't have to spend a lot of money to be able to create artwork that you can be happy with, and you can make your own cards and create your own art. So until next time, I wish you well. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please stick around in the future because I will be creating at least one video every 2 weeks, but my goal is once a week. Have a great day. Wish you the best, and bye-bye.